Yes guys, welcome back. It's your boy, the King of Salvage, or Henry Arnold. Call me what you want, I don't mind. And today's video is a bit of a special one because I'm saying goodbye to my Porsche Cayman, which I've drove for the last year and have loved every single minute of it. But the other thing as well I'm talking about today is the McLaren 540C repair project, which I know a few of you guys are very, very excited to see part one of. And that will be coming next week because I have started and I have got bits on and there is content to show you. I just haven't edited yet because I wanted to release this video just before I put that one out. So yeah, but today I found a potential problem, a bit of a problem. I didn't think it would be a problem, but let me tell you, it could be big. So I'll get onto that in a minute. Also as well, I'm going to be taking you a tour around this garage, showing you what I've got in here, because there's probably about £200,000 worth of cars in this garage, so it's definitely worth having a look over. All bought from Copart, funny enough, salvage cars. It's amazing what you can buy on Copart, really. Well, that thing over there, you wouldn't buy that on Auto Trader like that, because you would, I think a few of you turn your nose up to that one, but not me, it doesn't put me off. Not for the faint-hearted, I suppose. But anyway, as well, I've got that going online, up on Auto Trader, up on eBay, and the M2's obviously up at the minute as well, so if you're interested in that, let me know, because that's the cheapest M2 with that spec on it in the country. That is probably the cheapest M2 with that spec on it in the universe, because I don't reckon them aliens on Mars are whipping M2s around the craters and stuff. So snatch it up before one of them does, because your loss, not mine. And as well, I picked up this naughty little weapon, which I'll speak to you a bit later on. Bentley Continental GT Speed 63 plate, purchased also from Copart. I had the joy of driving it back from Copart, which was a lovely drive. Actually banged 3 podcasts out on the whole way home, so you can imagine how far it was. And yeah, so let's get cracking with the video and let's talk about the McLaren, because it is very, very important. Also, if you are interested, I am doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 5 of these McLaren hats. All you got to do is go on my Instagram post, find the post for the giveaway, read the rules and follow them there. But make sure you're subscribing. You don't want to miss this, and the McLaren video is going to be mad when it gets released. So on with the video. Well, that's awkward. I can't actually get in, so maybe I'm going to pull the M2 out or pull the McLaren out, which I think I'd rather pull the M2 out because the McLaren doesn't look like it should be driven that much at the minute, so I'm going to leave that where it is, I think. But anyway, so I'll do that in a minute, but I can show you the problem without moving it. So when I was fixing it the other day, I noticed that the airbag, obviously didn't notice the airbag was damaged. The airbag on that side as well. Look at that, it's tight, that is very tight. Very, very, very tight. It's gonna hit, let's hit gently. And she's resting. Perfect. So, squeeze in here. Right, anyway, so obviously you guys know that the airbag was damaged. Pretty clear, you could see that in the first video. From the outside, it looks good. It looks like I've put the new airbag in, which, yeah, looks good. But, there's a big but with this. When I pulled the old steering wheel airbag out, I noticed that the squibs, like the clips on the back that connected the wires that were in the back of the steering wheel, that obviously go into the loom and connect to the ECU, etc., were almost smoldered, melted into the clip, like the hole that they clip into. Where's the light gone? That's a bit rude, isn't it, McLaren? Bit rude. There we go. There we go. Anyway, so I noticed they were smoldered on. So I thought, oh, well, we'll just get a screwdriver and just sort of ply them off like that. Well, tried it, they just snapped. They were so brittle, the plastic had melted, and yeah, so I had to cut the wires off. I thought, oh, I'll just replace the wires, be £100 at the most from McLaren. So anyway, didn't think much of it, left it a couple of days. Called up McLaren today, and the guy said to me that that part doesn't come separate. I need to replace the whole wiring loom in the car, and that's the only solution. And honestly, I was shocked. It was a bit of, oh shit, I've shit my pants. That was the feeling. So obviously I had a look online trying to find a solution to it. So I said to him, chat to the mechanics and make sure you're definitely right, because that doesn't sound right to me. The lights again, what's going on, McLaren? Can you not tell someone's sat in here? You should be clever. Anyway, I'll jump out because this is pointless sitting in the car. It never gets any easier the more you try. So I said to him, that can't be right, check for me. So I left the phone, I had a look online myself, spoke to my mechanic, and we were pulling our air out a little bit. He hasn't got any air, so he couldn't pull any out, but if he did, he would have done because we were stressing. So we had a look online, and we thought we could just replace the clips on the end, rewire it on, and yeah, bush, we're okay. But the guy at McLaren called me back and said, look, you don't have to replace the wiring loom. Thank God. So it's 5 grand, 6 grand, 7 grand, whatever he quoted me plus VAT. It was a crazy number, which I was not prepared to pay. I was literally getting the advert ready to put it straight back on Copart, thinking, shit, mate, I'm out, I'm not doing this. So anyway, he says, all you need to do is replace the looms that connect to the indicator stalks. There's a bit of like housing around that. I thought, all right, nothing, sweet, let's buy it now. Still come back with like 1,500 quid, which is about $2,000 if for any Americans watching. So yeah, so I was like, mate, that still does not sound right. So I'm at a bit of a crossroad right now, whether to pay it or try and solve it myself, because yeah, it's a bit of a problem when you don't foresee these costs in a repair, especially of this manner, because it's not cheap at all by any means. This is probably the most expensive. It's not probably, it is the most expensive project I've ever done. So to be out of your calculations by potentially 7,000 is not a good sign. But we do have hope. We do have hope. Me and the mechanic believe we found the wiring, like the clips to go on the end of the steering wheel, the squibs, replace them, and we can put them back on without changing it. So I think the stress has been averted, but you can imagine for that 2-hour period when I'd ended the phone with the parts man at McLaren and just me and my mechanic chatting about it, that 2 hours was stress, honestly, the most stress I've had in a long time. But I think we sorted it, so yeah, phew. So that will probably be part 2, where I actually change that part of the airbag. Next week, I'm banging out a week on the McLaren, trying to get it ready and get it down to the painters in a week, because Yanamize did contact me, his agent contacted me and said to me, would you be interested in doing a feature video with Yanamize to present the car, do like a bit of content? Obviously, I jumped at it, I said yes, but unfortunately, Yanamize is a bit too busy at the minute. He's got a lot on his plate, so he can't do it, but that's just how it goes. Maybe when it's done, you might pop down, or I'll take it up there and then have a little look at it, because still not sure what I'm going to do with the wrap yet. Don't know whether to keep it, don't know whether to take it off, because the more and more I look at it, the more and more I like it. And if I like it, I'll keep it. That is the McLaren. Expect the first part of the rebuild, or it's the second part, because I've already given you part 1 technically, but it'll be the first part of the actual rebuilding process, where I put the 2 new chassis arms on, the new radiator mounted on one side, and take the bonnet off, take a few parts off. So make sure you're subscribing and wait out for that, because that is a very interesting video, and there are a few things you wouldn't see on a normal car that you will see on this, so stay tuned, it's worth the watch, guys. I'll give you a little preview now of how it turns out, but that's what you're getting, because you need to watch the part when it comes out. Also, actually, funny enough, I spoke to a guy at McLaren today as well, and he said to me that there should be 2 radiators on the front of it, because when I got the car, it only had a damaged one on the passenger side. It didn't actually have one on the driver's side. So I just assumed that because this is a 540C, exactly the same chassis, engine, everything, as the 570S. I thought that maybe, it was a long shot, but it sounded right in my head, that maybe there's a radiator on one side on the 540C, and then on the 570S, they've got 2 radiators on it, obviously because the engine's tuned a bit more, it might need to be cooled down a little bit. So I was running with that, my mechanic thought that was good. We were running with that, but actually turns out I was wrong. It does need 2 radiators. So next week, Monday, I'm gonna go and pick the new radiator up, get that mounted on, and then hopefully, like a very, very difficult and very expensive jigsaw, we can slowly piece it back together and get this beautiful, beautiful weapon back up to its former glory, and I can start ragging it about. I'm joking, I will not rag it about, I'll drive it very sensibly, not breaking any speed limits. So if the police are watching, you heard it here first. So that's enough of the McLaren. Right, so let's give you a little tour of the garage and see what we've actually got in here and see what you guys think. So, we'll start over here with the McLaren. Obviously you guys have seen it. Whoa, don't want to show you that front end too much. It's a Yanamized wrapped 540C. Chrome pink, be a bit hard to miss. Even if you forgot your glasses, I don't think you'll miss this one. It is a dream car of mine, a McLaren. Any McLaren was a dream car of mine, really. I do like the 720S the most. The new 765 LT is actually probably my favourite car, so one day, hopefully, I might own it. Well, if I do, look back at this video and we'll go, you were right, mate. You did know. You can predict the future. So we've got the McLaren. Then we've got the BMW M2, which is actually up for sale now. So if you go on Auto Trader and eBay, you can check that that is up for sale. It's at £26,999. I will take sensible offers, very sensible offers. And by sensible, I don't mean 25 grand or 26 grand. I mean somewhere very close to that figure. And if you come around here and you don't want to pay it, and I'll simply show you where the door is. Because I know what that car's worth, and I know how many hours I put into it, and I know how perfectly it drives. So yeah, hopefully the person who buys it off me can continue to look after it as well as I have and put it back on the roads and absolutely have fun with it, because a car like that is just all about having fun. So yeah, check out Auto Trader, because that is up, or if you want to buy it, just PM me on here or Instagram and we can talk about that as well. Then here we've got my Porsche Cayman, say 15 plate, semi-automatic Porsche Cayman, full leather interior, Bose speakers. I've actually had the roof painted black and I've had the wing mirrors done in black as well, because they're the sort of details I like. When I got it, that wasn't done, and it just was missing that little bit of magic, I say, a little bit of magic. It's got 20-inch Porsche alloys on the front and back. The back ones are slightly wider. So yeah, that's Porsche design. Back ones are slightly larger, but they're both 20-inch with that nice silver edge into them. Looks amazing, especially when you're going down the road. It's got the upgraded Porsche exhaust with the button in the dash where you can open up the valves. It's also got sports mode. Don't know if I said it, but it's got Bose speakers. Probably did say it. It's got the much more attractive steering wheel, because the other one is ugly, that you can get on this car. PDK gearbox, which is honestly fantastic, probably the best gearbox I've ever used in a car. Flappy paddles work a treat. Not a bad word I can say about the car. The only reason I'm getting rid of it is because I want a new car. I want something else. I'm bored of it. Somebody else won't be bored of it. It's certainly not a boring car, but I've had it for a year now and it's time to say goodbye. And finally, we've got this elegant beast sitting next to me here, a Bentley Continental GT Speed. And honestly, yeah, that is serious. That is a serious motor. Let me grab the key. It is a proper weapon. It needs a bit of a clean though, that's all I would say, but still, take a dirty Bentley over a lot of cars. It just screams luxury on the inside. It's got the diamond stitching seats, the Mulliner pack, and yeah, safe to say that car is a weapon. Not much else you can say about it, really. Yes, so my Porsche will be up for sale very soon. Very soon as in pretty much now. Joining the M2 on Auto Trader. Nice little family on there. So on from that, what I'd like to say is I'm setting up a sales page where I'm going to be selling my salvage vehicles. Not everything on the page will be salvage, but it's going to be a platform where I'm trying to change that stigma attached with salvage, because everybody views salvage as a damaged vehicle. When in reality, yes, it was damaged at one point, but it no longer is. So it's the same as when you break your arm or you break your leg. When you go to the hospital and you get an x-ray, yes, your leg is broken. But if you went back a year later and had an x-ray on the same arm or the same leg, would it be broken anymore? So it's the same with a car. When a car's in an accident, yes, it does break. But once it's fixed using factory parts and professional knowledge, all the right tools, it's no longer broken and it works the same. It works the exact same. So I'm out here trying to change that stigma and prove to people that you can trust the salvage car as long as the seller is completely transparent and you trust them. So I'm out here trying to bridge that gap, build that trust between the customer, me, not mechanic, but the salesman, mechanic, fixer, whatever you want to call me. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So Ace Prestige Car Sales is the name of the company. I'm going to be selling my Porsche on there, the BMW on there, potentially the Bentley on there, and also the McLaren, once it's done, will also be listed on there. So I'm slowly going to try and build up the rapport and the trust and a bit of a customer base, really, because the one positive thing as well with buying salvage is quite often or not, you're getting a bit of a bargain, because that M2, if that wasn't a Cat S, an exactly the same car sat next to it, not Cat S, would cost you another 3 to 4, maybe 5 or 6 grand. I've seen cars with that spec listed on Auto Trader for 35,000. That's 27. That's £8,000 less. And all that happened to it, at one point in its life, it was in a crash, but it's been restored back to exactly how it needs to be. So there is nothing wrong with it, other than just an S on the logbook. So I urge people to honestly rethink your opinions on salvage cars, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be out here doing, changing that stigma. That is that's all I can say. Change that stigma on salvage. That's the Ace Prestige motto. So I'll put a link to the page in the description. The name is also here. Make sure you get on there, guys. Follow it. Show me some love, because you know how important it is to build a good social base on a page like that and get a good rapport going. Because between us, between you and me, we can build a bridge and bridge that gap between salvage cars and normal cars, because at the end of the day, they are just normal cars and they need as much love as any other car does. So yeah, let's get cracking with it, guys, because look at them cars. If that drove past you on the road, there is absolutely no chance you would look at that and go, oh, but that's been in a crash. So don't judge a book by its cover. And the same with that M2, man. That is probably one of the most mean looking front ends to an M car that you can get, and people would just turn their nose up because there's an S on the logbook. It's crazy, it's beyond me. So let's change that stigma, guys. Let's get involved and let's do it together. You and me, team. That wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. A little look around the garage, a little insight into my life, a little look at what I've got, because I know everybody's a little bit nosy. I'm very nosy. So stay tuned for that exciting part 1 of the McLaren repair. We do a lot to the front end. We get a lot done in one video, actually, so it is interesting. I know I've said it already, like, subscribe, put your post notifications on, show your support, show the love. The M2 as well, if you're interested, let me know. The Porsche, if you're interested, let me know. I'm drumming on, but that's what a salesman does at the end of the day. He gets the job done, he gets the car sold. So I hope you liked the video, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.